Okay. Om. Namaste. Welcome everyone to Satsang this morning. And welcome also to our many friends who are joining us from different parts of the world to be sharing Satsang live here in Rishikesh. So a very big welcome for you. Very good. You come, let me see.
Namaste, Mooji.
Namaste, darling.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm relatively new to this. I started watching you a couple of months ago from home and very quickly made the decision to come here and see you.
Very good.
And while I was watching you from home, I don't think I really understood that it was spirituality that I was experiencing. I was being a bit naive and I thought it was psychology or something. Okay. But I felt some really profound things and it was really exciting and felt really right. But since coming here, at the beginning, I had similar experiences, and every day after Satsang, I felt so just right again, like I was on the right path. And then something happened, and I hit some resistance, and I got very sick, and then all of a sudden I felt like there's this big wall, and I can't remember what it felt like anymore. And I can't even get to a place of observing anymore. I don't know what it is. It's all returned to being a concept again, and I'm really confused, and I've started feeling like I just want to leave. I want to go home. I want to go somewhere else in India. I'm not able to do this anymore. It's too much. And I just don't know what to do next.
What you are experiencing is actually not uncommon in any genuine search for truth. No? What has happened is that grace came to open up, in fact, the simplicity of being, and you began to experience this. It's very beautiful, no? And so something felt right for you. But at some point as you came here, some deeper stuff maybe, you hit a kind of hardcore space where some uneasiness was coming. Discomfort coming like that, no? And so something feels, no, that's not what I want. I want the nice experience. I want to feel good and happy and, sort of universal and light and so on. I don't want this unpleasant feeling, you see. So this is understandable because much of our life we have been drawn to things that make us feel more enjoying, pleasurable, and resistant towards the things that bring up any sort of discomfort. But it has to be that you begin to recognize that sometimes the things which are uncomfortable is also meant for you, that through the very discomforts and so on, it is you should not just reject it, but rather to work through it and to look at what is stirred up in you so much. Otherwise, your mind will stay in a very shallow level, always just looking for little hits of feeling, and just kind of surfing on the surface of being. So these things come now because Satsang doesn't give it to you. It begins to open space for that to come up and to be burped out. It's like your beingness now doesn't want to carry some of these more stuffy feelings or some suppressed emotions that were until now maybe not recognized clearly. They start to come a bit to the surface. So I call it a kind of detoxing is going on. And of course, something says, look, I didn't come here for this, I really came here to get more happy and so on. And now I'm feeling more terrible. But many people, if not most, if not all, they know this feeling. They know these phases that you must go through, these different rooms in your being, and flush, these things get flushed out. The important thing is that you have to sweep as you go. something is sweeping as you go. Your place is not to be taking a broom and looking and cleaning up like this, but more trying to follow where my pointing is, that stay in the place of observing more. Don't get involved in the traffic of the mind and emotions and so on, because that's the reflex. That has been the habit in the past, that as something comes up and then attention goes there, and then manipulation and frustrations and struggles and abandonment and moving on to the next experience or something like that, and not facing what are actually opportunities for a deeper realization of yourself. So a changing attitude of wanting to run, not believing your mind or the initial reaction, and just saying, no, it's good that these things come. They are not eternal, they are also just phases that will pass also. But let me see what they are bringing up here a little bit, you see? And it's always something personal.
Yeah.
It is always something to do with the person, you see? And I want you to begin to really just observe without getting involved, and to stay with that. There's a space of detachment now. Now that you have experienced naturally your natural state, something of your natural state, you find that there's a space in you where you can simply observe. There is also a tendency to want to go out and get involved and to follow the story that the mind wants to build and the interpretations that come up in the mind. Something wants to go there, but you also have the ability just to let it just run. Just like you're standing on the platform and a train comes, the door opens, you don't get on. Door closed, train go. You have to just stay here. Sometimes a train comes and lots of your friends are on board. Hey! And you go on, and then it's a noisy train. So like this, in a sense, I'm just using it as an example that sometimes feelings come, and it is not an invitation to become involved. It can also just be a chance to just stay where you are. Pay attention to where you are. Now, if you hold on to a personal identity, it will feel very difficult to be detached. Something will feel really, I gotta get stuck in. But as you begin to recognize that there's a sort of space rather than a person, from where the looking of life, looking out at life and feelings and so on, begin in this space, which is sort of just a sort of space, and you can experience this in yourself. Here you feel something solid, but as you look inside, it is not so solid. It becomes more an intuition, a feeling, a sense, and a sense of space is here, and you find that somehow you still feel I'm here because the sense of presence is also in this space. So try and just be one with that space and feel the movements in the body, but don't go with the interpretations that your mind will give them. And this is a very important stage, because you will ride these feelings. They will come and they'll go. And the moment you begin to recognize that you don't have to, you're not compelled to be pulled by them, maybe just through habit, but you're able to just observe that they come and go. There'll be so much space felt in you, so much lightness, that you have in you the power to resist these temptations to go with these feelings, because almost everyone goes with them and believe them to be true and accept them as though they are part of who you are. And here in Satsang, what is tendency is that you are seeing that lots of things are falling away as you see through them and see, but they're not essential, they're not really what I am. They're just falling by themselves. You don't have to throw them anywhere, you don't have to push them in a fire, you don't have to chop them up, you just you remember you. And you're discovering also more and more that your space, yourself, is not an object. This is a very profound recognition. The body is an object, you can say, but also the body is perceived also by you. The senses are perceived also. And internal to the body also, they can be seen. You can go and take an X-ray, you can look inside your body, you will not find you there. You see? but yet something is using the body to announce its presence. And the way it announces its presence is the sense, I am, I exist. This I exist feeling and presence are the same thing. Consciousness, same thing, you see, like that. So bear this discomfort for now, because if you feel discomfort here, then you're likely to feel it also somewhere else also. And what are you going to do? Keep hitchhiking around the world, trying to get away from unpleasant experiences. So this is the perfect place to feel discomfort. Because here you can observe, and you're in a field, a very conscious field, supported by the energy of many people who are doing the same thing, just checking through. And really sort of, you're flowering in your power. You cannot just stay always in the same place. So you can make great leaps here. But don't give too much importance to these feelings. They come and you feel, oh no, what's happening? And oh, this means, and the mind is also giving you some readings that this means that you're not in the right place, and many people seem to be unhappy, and why are they crying, and all this kind of stuff. And you think, oh no, it's a madhouse. I better get away from here, and go down to Goa or someplace like this and have a good time or something. But I would advise you stay put. This is the perfect place for you to be right now.
I just feel that it feels like I've taken huge steps backwards, because now I'm being presented with all these emotions that I have to, and I was finding it really easy to observe them before and feel that distance and just let them fall away. But now they're so intense that I've lost the ability to do that, and therefore I feel like I've gone backwards instead of forwards.
You're never going backwards in life. You're never going backwards. You may feel stuck, but you can never go backwards. It's only an emotional feeling. It's only a sensation, because you're expecting to kind of move on and upwards, and then you feel like you hit this, like the wall that you say. And what you're suffering from is not the wall, because there's nothing behind the wall. You're not behind the wall. You see, you're right here. And what is happening is that the mind is creating something like, say, haha, you see, that's it. You can't go any further. Time to go. You see? So I say, no. You stay put. You have not gone backwards. Sometimes just at the place where your most auspicious moment, you see, the strongest resistance come also. Sometimes you have also a beautiful opening, a beautiful insight, and then you feel, oh, yeah, this is wonderful. And then strong resistance, doubts start to come. And you think, but it's not right. What did I do wrong? You have not done anything wrong. Just you experience these things, and you try and stay put in the place of the kind of no place. Just be empty. And just observe, but don't judge. And don't try and evaluate yourself, your progress or nothing. Keep quiet. It may seem to be a very naive advice to tell you just keep quiet when everything is going panic stations, but you just keep quiet and observe, and you see that it works itself out. Mm-hmm. You see?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, stay put for a moment. Stay put for a moment. Right now, what are you feeling? Just right now only, not the last 5 minutes or anything. What right now? Just check in with yourself. Just check in. What is your state at the moment?
A little bit anxious.
Okay. Anything more?
Sort of anticipating disappointment, which has been that's been happening a lot.
Yes.
Like I'm not gonna, I'll go to look inside to see what's there, and I instantly, something goes, look, why are you even bothering? You're not gonna find anything.
Okay, you see. So this voice is, you have given it too much importance. And it is troubling you, actually. It is not just the present feeling, but the interpretation. And this voice is coming and you're listening to it, it's a kind of negativity, and maybe it has been there for some time, but you've not noticed it as clearly as you're noticing it right now. And the reason why you're noticing, and it's coming up so strongly, is because you're on the verge of a great discovery. Listen. The reason why it's coming is because you're onto something. There's a power in all of us that seems to work to keep you in a very mundane state, to just keep you in the bodily feeling that this life is just your body and your senses and your conditioning. And there's a power within you to rise above that also. You see, to look from your true place, to find your true place. And it seems as though we are not just automatically in our true place. In this life, you're going to have to use your experiencing somehow to kind of just to find your place, each one. You have to find it for yourself. It's just like somebody buying a chair for you. It never fits. You have to get your own chair. You have to find your wriggle. You have to feel, this is the right one. Nobody can go and get it for you. You see? In the same way, you have to find, your right feeling. Some things are coming up, and this voice is there, and it is coming up, and it's telling you, listen, why are you bothering? The last time you failed, the time before that you failed, what makes you think you're going to succeed now? So is this your friend? Because he's been your companion for a very long time. It's the same guy all over the world. He's speaking in many different bodies. He's talking, yes, what's the point? Look, you've been here 3 days now. Look how terrible you feel. You want to keep on feeling terrible? And why are you telling you to look inside? What you're going to find? Lots of rubbish. You see? And something goes, yeah. Okay, yeah. Maybe a time to go. You see, like this. And you are having a relationship with this voice. And it is not in service to your freedom. So this is a voice you must transcend, its influence. You don't have to go and kill it because it's not real, actually. It's not tangible. You cannot find him. You feel it, you see? And you must be aware, that something, this one, even this one, that this voice is speaking to. Please listen now. Because just about now when I speak like this, sometimes you find your mind go, ugh. And like, sorry, what did you say? And I say, okay, what I want to say is, something like, whoa. I can't hear. And it can function physically like this also. Like something says, no, you don't want to go. Don't listen. Don't, blah, 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 blah. And you won't listen. You will not hear. And many of you know I'm not joking about it. He doesn't want you to hear, the same guy, na, 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 na. And so this one I say, who is this voice speaking to? Who is in this house here? It's going to be one of a few different things. Either it's speaking to the body. I said, no, it's not speaking to the body. The body does not have thoughts about itself or nothing. It cannot be speaking to the pure self, the truth self, the God self, the pure consciousness. It cannot speak to the pure consciousness. Is it speaking to the mind? Well, mind is a relationship. Mind is not, there's no such thing as a mind by itself. You won't see a mind lost somewhere looking for somebody. It's a relationship. So it cannot be just the mind. Is it the sense of presence, which is what you were enjoying, the feeling of presence, which is not personal? But the sense of presence, when it's just the sense of presence, is too powerful for the mind to try and talk. This guy won't talk to this one. It has to be a mixture of presence and the sense of person. This cocktail, the sense of presence, natural sense of presence, mixed with your conditioning or your self-image, or I can say the idea you have of who you are. This is listening to the voice of the mind. You see? And just about now, something is just kind of, like, like, like some resistance may come or some discomfort may come when you hear this, because the minute you put your finger onto it, some sort of, but you may just be able to see that it is not not the complete self is being spoken to. Now, spirituality, you use the word, what it really means. The real authentic, if you want to use spirituality, is the transformation from person to presence. Mostly we are living in the mode, in the belief, in the conditioning of being a person. And we relate to each other like person. I am this body, you are that body. I went to school here, you went to school there. I'm a woman, you're a man. And this is the information, these are the qualities we are relating to as what we are. So in that world, everyone has their own view of the world, their own opinions and so on. And we are clashing. And you go towards the people who are similar in view with you, and refrain from being with the people who have two different views from you. This is the human world. But when you come to the state of presence, it is very different, because it's not a person. The presence is like the purest expression of the absolute in the manifest world. The feeling, I am. This I am feeling is not a person. It is referred to as the godly presence, the godly principle in each form. When you say I, it donates consciousness. It means the God self, the truth, the spirit. This is what it means, you see? But conditioning has brought this, and it is intended to be like that this pure sense, the sense I am, you see, gets identified with the body, which it needs. It needs the body in order to taste experiencing and diversity. But somehow in this contact with body, the belief comes, I am the body. And the consciousness reduces in power. It is not the body, but now it believes I am the body. When it believes I am the body, then other conditioning can start to build on top of this root belief, I am the body. Then I have a woman body, I'm a woman. You see? And then all the other things build up. But underneath this, it is just consciousness. So spirituality, if it has some meaning, it means somehow to sieve out the person and come back just to the original presence, which is not a person. So this is what I say, it's the transformation or the shift from person to presence. When you are in the state of presence, you're merely observing. And you see life is flowing. You're not the doer, but some energy is moving and speaking and relating and so on. This is fine, because the consciousness, it wants to do that. It wants to interact and to taste diversity and change and aspiration and identity. All of this is in there. But that has to be watched from a place that is quite neutral. When you experience this neutral place inside, then your experiencing of diversity feels much more relaxed. It's not so consequential. But when you think of yourself and move only as a person, you will be very, very easily agitated. When you discover presence, presence has no opinion. It is wise, but it does not have any opinion. It has no particular identity. It is only wearing identity like a kind of a garment for a few seasons. And it changes its garments. Just like every now and again, you upgrade your identity of yourself. How you believe, what you think you are, changes along the way. So all this is to do with the activity of the life force being observed from the place of presence. When you come to this place where you are clear that there's only the presence here, and even the person can be seen, your personal identity, the way you feel about yourself, all these are observable. And it is isolated from the presence. And then you'll find that you're not depressed anymore, you're not easily agitated or excited one minute and depressed another minute. All these things even out and become a kind of harmony. That is the first great step of spiritual evolution, you can say like that. the shift from person to presence. When you come to the sense of presence, you discover the presence you are. The sense of the person can still be there, but it's more superficial now. So when people speak to you as the person, you are watching also from presence. And something feels comfortable enough to relate through the uniform of personhood, because you will know sometimes I don't need to go further than to address something like this. But you're in a much higher state of consciousness, a much wider field. Your field of view is panoramic and very open. Your life is more spontaneous, more intuitive. You're more feeling, sensitive to life, but not vulnerable. So this is what is happening inside, internally. But like I say, the reflex comes from this habit, from the old regime of the mind, of thinking and identity. And it's coming back again to raise doubts and to create this. But in the great picture, you must just know you must transcend these things. Because consciousness, it seems, creates the sense of a challenge or a problem in order to have the experience of transcending it. In a way, this is what is life. If you believe in the things you're seeing deeply, you will get pulled into them. If you observe them, you will still experience them, but without consequence, without confusion. This is the first great step. When you have come to a place where the presence is very stable, it doesn't keep going into person and coming back to present, going into person, going. For a while that will happen. But at a certain stage, you will just be experiencing, like, without effort, from the state of presence. And there will be a sense of like an inner vibration or current that's just like detached. As an example I can give you, some of you, we are traveling now, many of you, if you are traveled for 6 months away from the place you usually live, and then when you return home, you know everything. Everything is familiar for you. You know the same shops, the same people, the same children are there, the trees are there, maybe some little change, but you're familiar there. But yet there's a feeling of detachment. People come and they tell you, so-and-so has got married and this one has passed away and so on. And you know all of this, but you're not so touched. You see? In a way, the presence is behaving like this inside. It hears all the stories, all the things, but it's not so affected by them. And you do not need to be so affected by things. If you're so easily affected, then somehow you will not feel stable. And you start to have a lot of judgments and preferences. Whereas the state of presence is very neutral and very wholesome, very, very healthy state. So you're on the edge, you're walking on the edge of your own existence somehow. Between, going to what feels comfortable or just going through the things that's offering you an opportunity to expand in consciousness. Don't take challenging or difficult experiences as a sign of failure. They have not come that you should fail. In fact, you can say they've come that you can become more strong and more true. Because whatever you have learned or you have expanded into, you will be tested to see if you can hold your ground. It's easy to sit in the chai shop and say, yes, I can see all is one and there's nothing, so on and so. But then a moment comes and, whoa, big things are happening and, things are not one anymore. You see? So life will test this. And many people, in spite of these tests, they feel very, very secure. They don't have the sense that this thing should not be. They don't have any judgment. They're not holding life to ransom. You see? They're just here like this. And for some of you, you have heard me say, some people are in a very deep state of maturity inside the spirit now. You see? Just like now we walk on the street, you see all the mango trees, they're blossoming now. After the blossom will come the fruit. This is it. Some people are in the stage of their blossoming. And now somehow you're coming to fruit. And I tell you one thing, I say, if you can, give up the sense that you have rights. Okay? If you can, I say to people who are very close and who are in a high state of awareness, give up for yourself, voluntarily, give up the sense that you have rights. If you give up this sense, I have rights, it's my right, then your eyes open in a very powerful way. You start to see everything as a gift. You don't feel life owe you anything at all. If you can, also give up the idea of a future. This idea of future keeps you avoiding what is present and the fullness of the present and the presence, because the mind is always looking forward. And nobody has ever experienced the future. It's a myth that your mind is using and enjoying, and you're not seeing where you are because of this. And then gradually you'll drop also the idea that you're a person. You don't have to tell anybody that. It doesn't feel good. But inside, something is being replaced, and there's a wonderful space of joy. You know it, because when you experienced it, you know what was beautiful about it? You were not there. You personally was not there. And when you personally are not there, everything is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. So spirituality is to transcend this strong attachment to your person, which is a contraction of consciousness. And you came into an open space, natural joy, like that. And of course you want to continue. Of course you would like it to be continue. But now it says, no, you must just spend the time and feel what is coming now. Get used to not just beautiful things, but ugly things, not just sweet things, but bitter things also. Because you have to expand your range. You are growing in your fullness. And you have the advantage. Why? Because the truth is already in you. And all of life supports your awakening. But you must overcome him. Yes? His room is here. And his room is here. So don't give up. Don't run away. Sometimes the one you're running away with is the one you should be running away from. Okay?
So, in the meantime, while this is all very kind of intense, and I'm finding it hard to get any space from it, is what to do? Just let it be. Just wait. Just.
You don't have to wait. You are going to find something inside you that is not waiting. Can you imagine that your God self has to wait until the devil is finished with his business? Okay, now can I come back in? Okay, I come back in. No, you don't have to wait. This is another part of it, you see, that this feeling is coming and you feel, no, I hate this feeling, no? I want you to be able to feel the resistance to this feeling also, and don't identify with the resistor of this feeling. You see, because identity is in the resistor, and everybody accepts and believes that this one who is resisting and don't like the feeling, that is my true self. It is not yet your true self. You have not reached that yet. You see, your true self is not at all touched by it. But you say, yeah, but it's maybe one day I'll get there, but right now my feelings are so loud here, there is no space to observe it. It's like it's full. You see? I said, but you're observing it now. You see? But you say, yeah, but I want it to go over there. Yeah. You see? So just be aware that it is not just the feeling, but also the resistance to the feeling and the identity with the resistance, you see. Try it now and see. Instead of just being in the reaction, like this is just horrible, this is just horrible, or should I just wait until it passes? Do I just go cold turkey and just wait until it passes? You see, this voice, you take, it's your voice. You think it is your voice. It comes from you, but it is not a true representation of your heart. It is not like that. You see? So don't identify even with this voice right now. Feel that voice as part of the play also. Can you do it? Can we do this now? See, everything I say to you, it can be accomplished right now. That's the beauty of the satsang. I'm not giving you homework. I'm telling you right now as you're feeling it. This, and all the energy is going there. All the energy is going to the crime scene. Oh, it's like, oh. I said, but actually, why don't you just leave it? Yeah? Leave your existence to existence. Let it be there. But there's something that's not. Can you be aware of it? That space inside you. You don't have to try and stop the thing that's going. Don't be involved in it. Or at least that you are aware of it. And if you're aware, just stay as the awareness. Try it. It will quickly expand and become easier for you. Just while we are talking, all of this is possible. Something is coming up that's going, it's no use trying, because even if I succeed now, when I go out, it's going to change, and it's not stable, and it's just all to do with Mooji. No, forget this. Just you stay where you are right now. And let the feelings come. Invite them even. Okay, throw your best punch, but I'm not going to be involved. I'm just here, like a neutral witness that's not interested in the outcome. I have to just be here. And the witnessing of all of this is just happening in this neutrality. Try and stay like this. You can bear it. You can bear that thing for now. Let him go. Let him go. If you fight him, you see, you give it strength. Because you're believing that it really exists and I really want to get rid of it. But if you just keep quiet and just observe and say, really, okay, who is suffering this? Identify who exactly is suffering this. Go and see if you can find the sufferer right now. The pain you can feel, the sense of suffering you can feel. Can you find the sufferer?
It really feels like the sufferer is me.
Yes. And you are what? What do you look like, this sufferer? Which part exactly is suffering? Point it.
It's here.
It's suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah. How is it suffering? Right here. How is it suffering right here?
It's a physical feeling.
It's a physical feeling.
So it's my body.
It's inside the body. The body's there. Yeah. You're watching the body.
Yeah.
So you cannot be the body.
I know. I know this, but I can't experience it. That's what it is. It's like, I understand.
You observe, no? Because if this feeling, listen, watch, if this feeling start to change and become glorious feeling, aren't you the one who is going to also notice it? If it becomes more heavy, you say, oh, Mooji is going down, Aren't you observing this? Yeah, if it changes, are you not the one observing it? In a short time it's going to go, or, someone can come and say, fire, and the feeling is gone. Is it so real, you see? Especially, it will come when you are near to freedom. You will just go in the stomach. You go, oh. Can't come. Why don't you say, okay, right, even if it means I'm going to die, I'm going to watch you. I'm not involved in all of this. It's almost as though it wants you to be afraid, you see? If I can give a kind of a personality to it, to this pain. Like you say, look, I can grab her, you see? Because I invite you to come peacefully, and you won't come. Okay, I'll grab her. Are you not the awareness of it?
It's like as soon as I try to shift my focus to the awareness, it's like it gets stronger and it drags me in.
You don't have to shift your focus to awareness. Awareness is there. Behind even focus, it knows the attempt to move a focus. Awareness is everywhere in you. All of you is awareness, actually. And your identity also, the one who is trying to shift the focus to awareness also, is part of the trouble also. Just watch that feeling, the attempt, the desire to change and to do something. Just observe with detachment. Can you do it or not? If you cannot, it's okay. If you cannot, you can. Okay. If you cannot, then I'll tell you, okay, you know what? Don't do anything at all. Right? Then right now, then fully suffer then. Go on. Fully suffer then. Okay? Go on, let me see.
I can't do that either.
No, but you know, you're holding it back, so just say, okay, go on then. Fully suffer then. What's happening now?
I'm just doing what you said, letting it happen.
Yeah. And is it happening?
Yeah.
Yeah? You're falling apart?
No, not really.
You're dying?
No.
Yeah. Okay. You come up here and sit with me just for 5 minutes and stay there, and I'll talk with someone else. Just sit here with me for a minute. Okay. So, yeah, you can sit right here for me. Okay, come. That's good. Let's be comfortable. That's okay. Very good.
I bow down to my Guru in front of him. I made some notes. I've been here for the last 2 days. This is my 3rd day here. Yesterday you mentioned you come here for 3 days and there will certainly be a change in you. So there have been plenty of questions and answers which have gone within me. I made a few notes which I would like to read and just point out.
Okay.
I am having a problem in the basic foundation of what we are discussing.
Okay.
I am. It is I am that. Now, you just said today also that the I am is a cocktail. Now, can we separate this I am? Is there a separation?
No, the I am is not a cocktail.
Okay.
Then the I am, when it becomes identified with the body, and then it's somehow some kind of blend between bodily conditioning and I am together, that feels like a cocktail. But this I am itself is not a cocktail.
Sir, is there not a cocktail in the am itself? Can there be an am without the I?
Am means what? It means to be.
To be, or the awareness, or the consciousness.
Yes.
These are just words that
Okay,
we use.
let's start with this. The
Yeah.
sense am means to be. Who is the I that am? Feel. Let it come really only from you. I am. This feeling you say many times each day,
Right.
but usually you attach something else. I am going to do something. I am a doctor. I am a student at some place. I am. But just I am. You see?
Right.
What is this I am?
What I feel, sir, is it's a reflection of the that. There is no separate I that I can identify, and that I is a reflection of the that.
Yes. And that refers to?
That refers to what is undescribable.
Yes, okay.
And it is within the that the am also exists and the I also exists as two separate merging entities.
Why is there two separate between I and am? Why is it two distinct things?
Because the I is identifiable and the am is not identifiable. The am is consciousness and the I is sentient, is non-sentient. The I is the body.
That is your experience?
That is what I understand, sir. I can't talk of experience here. Because again, the moment I use the word experience, the experience again I feel is not mine. It is through the body only that I can experience.
Yeah.
My limited entity is within the body. All my experience, or what I say I experience or understand
What
also.
knows your limited entity?
Please repeat your question, sir.
What knows your limited entity?
The I who's talking.
But you say that is the limited entity.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is what is talking.
Yeah, what knows that it is limited? What
Because
is
I-
aware of its limitation?
No, I can't be aware of my own limitation. But what we are trying to find here, sir, is my own identity. Who am I?
Yes.
So, the first question, whether I'm limited or unlimited, is not the question I'm looking for. I'm trying to identify what that I is.
Well, if you don't know what it is, better you suspend even your desire to find out what it is, limited or unlimited.
I do suspend that, sir.
Okay.
I do suspend that. I do not know. I do not want to identify that I. I do not want to experience or know that I also now. Now,
Well,
that-
you who don't want to experience or know the I is what?
now again, sir, these are just words that.
No, please,
Yeah.
come on. I am right here with you talking,
right, sir.
isn't it? You say, I don't want to experience that I. So what are you? Which one are you? What are you? Where are you speaking from? And as what are you speaking?
I don't see myself as the doer or the speaker, sir.
Then what are you then?
A flow of thoughts, a flow of words, which is coming.
But the flow of thoughts and the flow of words are observed, isn't it?
I'm not that observer. The speaker is the observer himself.
No, these are things you have not tested. You are just speaking things that you have heard. You're not your experience. Please, be very honest about it. If you speak about the flow of words and the flow of thoughts, they are observed. The flow of words are observed. You say it's the speaker who is
Speaking.
who is speaking.
Yeah.
Okay, and you are what?
I am the instrument through which the words are flowing, the instrument of that speaker. That whom we have described, I am that.
Yes.
So it is that which is the speaker, it is that which is listening to.
Does that have any doubts in itself?
No, that has no doubt in itself.
Then who is putting the question?
The question is put by the I am. Rather, the question is not even put by the I, nor is it put by the am. It is put by the I am. The moment the I and am merge or assume their oneness, that the questions arise, that they become separate from the that. The I am is
They have no independent existence
Right.
apart from that.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Right. So the I am, now the I am has assumed its identity together. I am assuming my identity as I am. I am not seeing the am separate from the I. And the I am is the existence of the that, not of the I, nor of the am.
what do you want to know now?
Is the I and am separable? Or is the am actually we are getting stuck in grammar here, sir, is what I feel. The I is actually not am, but the I is. It is that is I.
This is words now. You are creating those words
Yeah.
because the simplicity of the statement is intuitive. I am, I exist. It means I exist. I exist. Simple as it is. Your natural feeling is, first of all, before anything else is known, the feeling I exist must arise first there. And this I exist feeling or I am feeling is the place from where observing of the manifest world and its functioning take place. It is that one who is a witness of all of that.
So is there a difference between the I and the that? Or are they the same entity? Does that exist or do I exist?
That, if you are referring to the supreme consciousness,
Right.
is alone the unchanging real. You see?
Does that unchanging real have a form, sir?
Yes. All of this is its form, you can say.
Right.
But its most pure expression as form arises in its portrayal as consciousness in the form I am. That's the only way it can have the sense of knowledge,
So
the taste of knowledge.
Would I be correct in putting it this way, is what my understanding is, that the personal aspect of that is I, and the impersonal or the aspect without a form is the am. The consciousness and the bliss or awareness is the am of that. And the personalized aspect of that is I. So the I and
You can
am,
put it like this, but it seems very sort of like noisy way of putting something. You see, you can put it like that because you have to remember that you're not talking about objects here. You're talking about sort of aspects of the subject, the one subject in its expression as the manifold or existence functioning and the perceiver of that functioning.
right, sir. So the subject is that the subject or is I the subject?
The I subject is not different from the that. It is only through the I subject that the taste of knowledge can appear, which from the place of the that knowledge is not real.
That was the question I just asked, sir. The I subject and the that subject, are they identical or is there a difference between
The I subject is at the periphery of what is the manifest and changeful realm, the world of changes, of time and change. That is the unchanging. So you can say that the I am is the child of the absolute, you can put it like that, if you want to create a sort of shape for it. The child cannot exist independent of the
without the parent?
Yes.
Right. Are they two children or one child, sir? I am. I'm sorry,
It is one. It is one. It is one. And it is one with the one.
So in this question then, taking the example, it is not from the I am that perspective, but taking the example of a parent and child, are there two parents or one parent?
It is one. The child is one, the parent is one, and both are one. One is the dynamic expression, and one is the non-dynamic source.
Within that one, are there not multiple?
Within the one, are they not multiple?
Yeah.
Only in its manifest expression, it appears to be multiple.
Which is of that one? That's
Everything
what you
is
just said,
of the one.
That the I is the manifestation of the that.
Everything is of the one, and in the one, and inseparable from the one.
Right. Inseparable and a manifestation of that one within that one.
Yes.
Within that one. So
Within the one, yes.
Within that one also. So the I am, sir, is the I am not just existence. Can we say the I am is existence?
You can say the am is existence and the I is the perceiver of the existence.
The I is the perceiver of that existence, yes, sir.
Yeah.
And am is the existence.
You can say like this, but don't fix these words as though they are unchangeable in themselves. They are only just concepts also.
Very true. Very true. Like you just said, sir, we are not moving backwards. Do we move forward?
In the realm of the change, the appearance of backward and forward is experienced, though from the absolute standpoint, there is no backward and forward.
There is no backward or forward. Would I be correct, sir, in saying this I am? The I is actually I-ness that I perceive. And that I-ness is the amount of I have put into the am, or the amount of I have either perceived or not perceived in the am.
Who would have put the I in the I-ness in the I?
That.
So you're speaking as that now?
No, I'm not speaking as that. I'm speaking from the I-ness. I'm speaking from the I that I perceive, which is my I-ness, my individual I-ness.
Okay, go.
As an example, sir, I'll give a glass of water. Now, the glass of water we say is half full or half empty. Now, it is actually not the glass which is half full or half empty. It is the amount of water in that. So, the glass is the am, and the water is the I in the glass. So, now either the water is nothing, there is no I, the I does not exist, I've removed the separate I identity, it's just the glass, or the I-ness fills up the whole glass. So, it is only I. That I am, that awareness which is constantly expanding is just the glass. But if the glass is, what I'm perceiving of the glass is the I-ness.
Yes. And all of that is called mind.
All of that is called?
Mind.
Very true, sir. I fully agree.
Okay.
I fully agree, sir. All of this is within the mind and is the mind.
And you who agree is also mind.
Yes. And is that separate from the that? Or is that the that?
The that has no acknowledgement of what is being spoken there. It is not from the that is going to say, yes, let's figure this out.
It has no acknowledgement, it has no perception. You can't perceive that, you can't acknowledge that, you can't describe that.
Then where is it?
There are no words that reach that.
But where is it?
But does that exist or not?
It is the only thing that exists.
I agree, sir. That's... Yes.
You are satisfied?
I don't know if I've been able to express what I have been trying to say. Words do get complicated. Before I end, because there would be more people, I would like you, after listening to all that I've said, if there's anything that you feel that you need to tell me.
If right now you drop all of that.
All of what?
All of what you've spoken.
Perfectly
For a
done.
moment, okay?
Yep.
And also don't even touch the sense of I who dropped or did not drop anything.
Right?
What remained now? Don't be quick, just a moment. Experience what is taking place. Observe what is taking place, if anything is taking place. And what remains now?
Can I answer? I just have one word. That.
And during the talk that was being expounded or shared by you, what was there?
That.
Okay. then that is that.
That is that. That is I. And that is I am. Am I correct in saying this?
It is fine.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. There's a microphone. Tell me what is happening now.
Is it on?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'm feeling a lot better, but, and I've been sort of trying to observe feeling better and observe things while I'm sitting up here. But, and I have definitely, there's more of a sense of less importance being put on those feelings that I was having.
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I can't actually feel them now.
Yes.
However temporary that is, I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, that's probably all that's happened, if that's anything. Yeah. And also feeling like I really wish a big realization could happen while I'm up here, because I know that's what everyone wants to see. And that's what
Everyone wants to see you for you, or what you
Yeah.
think.
I'd like to see me for me as well.
Okay. If you drop the expectation of even realization for a moment, you don't even touch this one, that I hope that a big realization will happen. So if you just leave this now, this idea also, and don't look forward to anything at all for a moment. You don't look forward to anything at all. Don't pick up any intention, any hope, any aspiration, any desire, no matter how beautiful it might seem. Don't touch anything at all. And even the feeling of I inside, just, you can be aware of that, but don't hold on to anything at all. Don't hold on to anything at all. Not to time, not to anything that changed, or nothing at all. No evaluation, no assessment. Be entirely empty of it. It's not difficult, you can do actually. Like that you can do. Drop everything. How is your state now? Don't go to past.
I can't describe it. I want to say calm, but it's not the right word.
No. Be it more than try to describe it. Trying to describe it is only that we can understand or hear something. So you don't even have to try. You're trying to describe it does not affect it, in fact. It simply is. As many as can come through this door with you, come through this door with you now. As many as can come through this door, come through this door with you now. Meaning, I'm not going, I'm not coming, I'm neither in nor out. I don't know anything. self-realization or non-self-realization, I don't know what it means now. And if the mind feels lost, and I say, well, is this it? What am I supposed to do? And so on. We don't touch him also. And don't be searching for a way to feel. It is already here. There's no special way to be. You already are. Be in this I am place without even the words I am. Just you are here. Holding on to nothing at all. It is not required of you to hold on to anything at all, to get anything or to get rid of anything. Just don't pick up any thoughts now. And don't make any effort. Because if you make effort and you find something, you're going to need effort to keep it. So simply recognize what is here already without effort. If you find this thing, then you will not need effort to keep it. And don't be looking merely for an experience that begins. This did not begin. You're only discovering what is, not what is beginning. It is here. But seems somehow that it has been a bit eclipsed by a fascination for the things that are moving. But this is not moving. Every movement started from here and finished here. But this is not moving. It does not grow and it does not shrink. This is your pure awareness. Pure awareness, it is like that. There is no you separate from it. And there is no you to look after it. It does not belong to anybody. It is the self, you see. The idea of you as a separate entity journeying towards the discovery of this is only an idea appearing in this, soon to be gone also. But this cannot go. It is not your head, it is not your body, it is not your senses. It is not the thinking mind. None of these can define it. But they appear in it. They function because of it. And they're perceived in it, by it. There is no distance between the words that are being spoken and your understanding in your heart right now. There is no distance. If you have understood in your heart, it does not matter whether you're at the back of the room or the front of the room. It makes no difference. There's no distance. This is not about feeling good or feeling bad or feeling mystical. Though those feelings can appear in it, they can arise in it. But they are by themselves, they are not it. They come and go and are subject to change. But this is unchanging. Are you aware? In the mind, the sense I wants to become something, it wants to grow, it wants to learn, it wants to express, it wants to do many things. And it is always changing. But this is unchanging. And yet, it is the most fresh. The mind, identity, all appear in time and are subject to change. But this does not appear, nor disappear. It does not go, because it never came. It simply is. When you say I, it is, this is the birthplace of I itself. You may say it is synonymous even with I, you can say this. But I is not the person here. Speak something. What is your seeing?
It's all kind of clouded over again.
Clouded over means something you can see. Clouds are only effects. Clouds can hide something that is not you. The clouds cannot hide the seer. It can only hide what a seer wants to see. But clouds cannot hide the seer. As the mind comes, you see, he says, no, it's all clouded over again. Oh, no, I can't see, you know. But there's nothing out there for you to see. Cloud is a kind of phenomenon, and they're hiding another phenomenon. But this is not a phenomenon. That's why even seeing is seen. Even the functioning of perception is itself perceived. It is not out there. Now, are we making this up, or is it coming from the clarity of your own seeing? You don't need to use imagination. You're not visualizing anything at all. It's not an exercise in visualization. I'm not asking you for any visions also, or to use your imagination. We're not asking you to create, simply to observe, so that you will discover what is timelessly here, unchanging.
When I sort of recognize myself as the seer, none of this is me except the thing that's looking at everything I think that's happening.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's very easy to believe that the seer is just the mind. And it's like my mind is saying, no, that's not, you haven't got it, that's just me.
Yes, who is the mind speaking to?
I don't know.
You have to know. Who is the mind speaking to? Mind is speaking to your self-image. It is speaking to your identity as you are perceiving it to be at this moment in time. And that may change. So you should not put so much importance on that identity. That identity is perceivable also from the space that is here all right now.
And I know that now about my identity. I see it as a concept, I suppose. And it makes me very uncomfortable because I'm still living as that person. I am still.
The sense of the person is still there.
Yes, but I know it to be fake now.
Yes.
So I know I feel like I'm a fraud.
Yes.
Because I haven't truly realized the self, and so I'm walking around as this person who I know isn't real.
Yeah. So who is speaking now? The person?
Yes, I think so.
Yes. Yes. What is aware of the person?
Pardon?
What is perceiving the person? What does that have to say right now? That in whose space, in whose presence, the sense of the person speaking about itself is also seen.
Feels like the person looking at itself. That's how it feels.
The person is looking at itself. Okay. And nothing perceives that.
It doesn't feel like it at the moment.
Okay, okay.
It did before, but not now.
Not now. So now you're completely covered you're inside the box of the person.
Yeah.
Okay. So stay in that box for a while.
Okay.
Should we nail you in?
No.
Okay. Why not?
Because I don't want to be in there.
Okay. How are you going to come out?
I don't know.
Are you looking at the box or from inside the box?
Inside the box.
You're definitely inside the box. That sounds very convincing. Okay, sit a little bit more.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
I have made few insights here in Rishikesh.
Yes.
And one is that you and Mother Amma, you are both in my heart, and that's why I am always in Satsang, wherever I go and every time. Yes. And the other great insight is that there came a thought in my arised in me that I can't never know who am I, because there should be two me's to do that. The one me that knows and the other me that is known.
Okay.
Yes. And I have.
Is that the same as you say, I can never know who I am because it will mean that there's one me and knowing another me. But can you be who you are? Is that equally difficult?
Yes, I have inquired that thought, and I think before it was easy to stay in the I am sense, but now I know that I am before the I am sense. And that is the real I am. But I cannot see it because it is the one that sees.
Yes, yeah, you cannot see it. It cannot be seen. Not phenomenally.
Yeah.
Not phenomenally.
Yes. So also I realized that there is no name for that. There is no self, no Atman, no Brahman, nothing. It's completely unknown.
Is there any distance to it?
Sometimes it feels like that, but I think it's only an illusion.
Yeah. Very good. Very good insights so far. Anything more?
And is there something like if life comes to check this, test this, my insights?
Yes.
Yeah. I have experience from that because I was at your satsang at London 2 years ago, and I think that this before I am insight is not new to me. I just forget it before because there came drama to my life. But I remembered how to stay in the I am. But I think it's not like I have to stay in the I am because I am the I am. It's more easier that way, more light. There is no weight in that.
No effort, no strain.
Yeah.
Yes. And this is why we say that, if you use effort to get it, you'll need effort to keep it. And nobody can keep it. You can only discover you are that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Namaste.
Namaste, namaste. Thank you. Very good. Someone strongly from this side will come.
Namaste, Mooji.
Namaste, darling.
I want to keep it short. I'm free flying for a long time now, and I feel it's time for liberation, freedom, and absolute self-realization. And it's an interesting feeling. And I think it's important to voice this in the first place and then go from there. So I'm kind of like curious about this conversation. And I actually would like to come up and sit with you and talk.
Start from there. Start from
Okay.
there and let's see. Start from there.
So it's a very unfamiliar place, and though it seems to be familiar, there's something within that is like very stable, very determined, very clear, and very sweet and soft and real and truthful. And then there's kind of like the sense of there's a world outside, the matrix, the ideas, the thought, the whatever comes my way. And I'm in a state of balance in it. And sometimes it's easy to balance it, and sometimes I'm kind of like getting a little sucked in, though I always can take myself back out, whatever that self is. I don't know, I'm just kind of like talking, really free flying. Yeah, and I feel, I had to come here to Rishikesh. I haven't been here for like 3 years. And it was a very spontaneous decision to come here, and I know it was the right decision because I'm in a place where something is happening that, saying to get myself a step further or to leap into something it kind of like seems there is like an expectation in it, but I need words to explain this. So it kind of like, it needs to get its way out. Yeah. Here I am. Actually, I want to come there.
All this is God's minestrone pot of soup, and everything is being cooked in here. And when it is soft and tender, it will be taken out and offered as prasad. Like that. The chickpea won't know when it's cooked. Only when it's in the mouth, it will say, "Thank you for eating me." It will not know when it's cooked. But you somehow, when you are just being melted out, melted down. Defrosting first, and then somehow melting down. And being made to be soft and tender. So the platform has to be for, we cannot have two people who have not awakened to the self at the same time. One at least must awaken, and then we make space for another one. And all eyes are on you. Huh? She got to go. She got to go. You have been going for a long time. You have been running for a long time. Maybe lifetimes also we are running. We're running. It's easy to run. But you cannot run away. You cannot run away from this. You want to run away from yourself? So one man, he arrives in a small town, he gets off at the main bus garage, come off, and there was a lot of young people around from this town, and they see this stranger getting off the bus, and he came and sat down under a tree, and everybody else is going somewhere, and they went over to him and says, "Hi, how are you doing?" He says, "I'm fine." They say, "We live in this town, and we can show you many, many good things about this town." He says, "I am fine, So they kept on trying, they want to show him something, and he couldn't get out of it. So then he asked them, "If I want to have a good time and enjoy myself, and where should I go?" And they says, "Down here, come down here to this place." And he picked up his bag and he went the other way. And they said, hey, no, it's this way. He says, "Yes, thank you." He went the other way. So then they chased him and says, "Okay, what you want? He says, "I am very happy, Say, "But why did you come to this town?" He says, "I don't know. Something brought me here." So he says, "Okay, but you must want something." He says, "If I want to eat really nice food and just really enjoy, where should I go?" "Ah, beautiful, best restaurant. This one, come here." He went the other way. So every place they say now they want to show him, he went the other way. Then finally they said, "This is a very strange person, because he looks like he doesn't want anything at all." And then they left him alone, and he sat down there. And then they found, after a while, it is they who were restless. They came to sit with him, and they felt very, very peaceful. Where are you going to go to find peace? In which direction? East, west, north, south, where you go? Where is peace until you discover it? Where is rest until you discovered it? Where is truth until you find it. Where is it? Where was it? Where is God until you recognize God? Where has He been? You want to go? You want to go?
Do you want me to go?
Go where? Go to your heart, yes. Go to your mind, no. And the heart, if you have to go to the heart, how much distance is it?
No distance.
No distance. So you're there, no?
I must be, but I don't feel like I am.
Yes, everybody has this conviction. How much distance to your mind?
Not much.
Not much. It's a bit tricky, isn't it? Okay. Sit a little bit more. You sit a little bit more for me as well.
I sit a little more?
Yeah.
Where? There?
Yes, it's
I
good.
don't want to sit there.
Huh?
That's not where I came from.
That's where. It's another place then. No.
What?
You say you don't want to go there. That's where you came from.
Yeah, that's where I came for. That's not what I came for.
Oh, okay.
Well,
What you came for?
I want to sit there for a minute.
Okay, come and sit for a minute. Then.
Okay.
Namaste.
I was wondering, excuse me, get used to the microphone. I was wondering if you'd agree that treading lightly on the earth and observing and meditating on natural beauty can help in the quest for inner peace and happiness, and how you're encouraging your followers to do so. For example, do you have water filters in your ashram?
Water filter.
Yeah. And maybe like in your path around the world, if you left clean water with you, it might help future generations, because we are earthly beings. I know we're here to discuss higher consciousness, but we are in light bodily form, and our actions affect the earth and therefore affect our mind.
Okay, so the question was again, sorry, what was the question?
How would you encourage your followers to tread lightly on the earth and meditate on natural beauty and observe natural beauty? For example, are you providing clean water? That kind of thing.
Will observing natural beauty and drinking clean water help you to realize the self?
Yeah.
I see. Have you realized the self?
I've realised that the lighter that I tread on the earth, the more happiness I have, because I feel less guilty about the trail that I'm leaving. If I'm leaving a trail of plastic bottles, the people behind me aren't going to be happy. And the other people's happiness is fundamental to my happiness.
This is good attitude.
So I would seek out a water filter if I needed some clean water, rather than buy a plastic bottle.
You would get what? You'd buy a water filter?
I'd seek out...
Seek out a water
Yeah,
filter.
water filtration system, or go and get it from a waterfall or a spring. Because I know we're talking about being fully present, but there will be a future generation in it.
Likely, yes.
Like,
It is not our focus here. It is not our focus. If I see people like yourself who have this, I feel good. It's good, okay? People doing this. But it is not my focus here, like this. Many people are conscious of the things you are speaking about. I don't see anybody just going throwing bottles around the place and so on like that. But if I'm going to come here and then say to you, listen, for our satsangs, you must drink filtered water and so on, I don't feel that this is pressing for me. Something is much more pressing than that for me.
But you wouldn't. But we are from the earth, and like if we tread light on the earth,
Yes, yes, yes.
like that will affect our being because we're all part of the same, like.
Yes. That is your highest aspiration, to walk lightly on the earth. Is that your...
Well, would you agree there's no correlation between looking after the earth?
I feel it is a good thing to look as much as you can, but not be obsessed about it. Yeah. I think something more impressing is also good. To discover your true nature is very, very, very good. It's very, very important, in fact.
What for you is the like the richest commodity on the planet at this moment in time?
You. Who you are, that is the richest. That is the most important.
And I'm 90% water.
No, 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 no. Your body is 90% water. You may say. Your body may be 90% water. I don't know. Have you measured? I don't know. But I mean, you say so your body is not 90% water.
By me being your greatest commodity at this moment, water is your greatest commodity at this moment.
No, you take yourself to be the body. That is the mistake you're making. And because you take yourself to be the body, like many, 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 many beings take themselves only to be the body, that's why this place has so much carnage here. Please listen for a moment. Because you take yourself to be the body, you see, that's why so much pain and suffering is on the planet at the moment. Because if you knew yourself as you truly are, many of the things that you are concerned about now, they will be automatically flowing something. You see? But you are speaking from a very desperate place because you are not yet aware of your true nature. All good qualities.
My true nature is that I am 90% water.
My God, I feel sorry for you, my dear boy. I'm really, if that's all you think you are.
Well, I'm from the earth. I'm a natural being. Like.
Yes. Who taught you these things?
Who
told you these things?
I've been living in the desert for 4 months.
Yes.
And I began to realise that water is a really precious thing.
It
like
is,
the families
it
that
is.
I live with get it delivered by Bowsers.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's an issue that's really important for me.
Yes.
And I respect you as a great leader, spiritual leader.
Yes.
And it's like the correlation between how we tread on the earth and our happiness that I'm interested in.
Yes.
Because for me, like the lighter I tread on the earth, the happier I am.
And would treading on the earth lightly also be to discover your inner nature? Also, is that not a part of treading on the earth lightly?
Well, we're talking about 2 different planes here, aren't we?
Those planes exist in you.
But can you? But for you, which plane is more important, the earthly plane or the high conscious plane?
Well, the earthly plane is only for a time. It's only for a short time.
For your lifespan?
For yours too.
And what about our children?
Yes. We are the children of those who went before us also. And if you want to do something for your children, wake up in this generation to who you are. Yeah. Because this would be the best thing, is to wake up to the truth of who you are. That would be the best thing to do for every generation and for every people.
I can't deny that I've got my feet on the planet. It's like...
Yes.
That is me. These are my feet, they are on the planet.
Yes.
And the path that I walk, like... I want it to be a conscious one. And for me, like...
If your consciousness is only in your feet.
No, it's not in the feet, it's in the earth, it's in the trees, it's like...
Yes, yes.
It's the air that I breathe that the trees are giving me, the water that we pour on the trees.
It's the way that you treat also your fellow man.
Uh-huh.
It is the level of wisdom that flows in you, that you can speak to someone who may be distressed about something, and if all you can do is offer a glass of filtered water to them, that may be good also, but maybe that's not what
Well,
they
maybe
need.
in that situation I'd walk them up a mountain and show them a waterfall and show them the beauty and the heaven that
And suppose they can't walk.
is on earth.
Suppose you go to someone and you see them in the corner of the road going, oh, oh, and you say, oh, brother, here's a really best water for you. Best water for you. I want to help you. You drink this water, it's very good for you. And he says, water? No, no. Well, give me a cigarette. No, I want a cigarette. Will you say, cigarette? No, I can give you water. And he says, yes, yes, very good, but I want cigarette now.
But tobacco is used for numbing emotional pain, so that would be a sign that
So you
person-
sit there and explain that to him, okay?
Huh?
You stay there and explain that to him.
Well, no, it wouldn't be my business to dig into his emotional pain. I'd respect his choice of that drug.
Yes, yes. So would you get him a cigarette if you could?
Koi badni.
Huh?
Koi badni.
What it means?
It's Hindi for why not.
Oh, this is good. This is good.
Tum tobacco pio? Do you take tobacco?
No,
No.
but I'm saying that if
No
somebody was asking for a smoke, will you insist that it is water that they should be drinking?
I've actually been and lived with Babas and quite often gone to the shop and bought tobacco for them
Okay.
because koi badni.
Okay.
Life is a game also.
Okay.
But yeah, that's enough.
Okay.
Dhanyavad.
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 Thank you.
Is there anything more you'd like to tell me or before?
Well,
Before I dismiss myself,
yeah.
Your Holiness.
And mine, not holiness, your holiness. I have some water here. I will drink it in your in your honor. I will drink it. And I hear what you speak.
Yeah.
I will take something from that, I'm sure. But it is not our focus here to save the planet. I have to say, and not to destroy it also.
Yeah.
But the focus is not to save it and to the things that you speak is not our focus. But of course, people here may feel to do these things as we do many of our expression.
Yeah.
But the focus here today is to find out the truth and your higher self, not merely about your body.
I guess that's what I struggle with is like separating. Yeah, that how I behave towards the planet and how I feel physically and mentally, because my physical health and my mental health are really closely linked. In my physical health, I'm much healthier if I'm riding a horse through the desert than if I'm sat.
But you may still
a
die
motel in
younger than
Rishikesh.
someone who is eating, stuff picked up off the street. You have no guarantee. You see, I mean, you have every right to follow your path. If you feel that this is a healthy path, I say very good to do that. But it doesn't guarantee nothing.
I've often taken food from the bins. I live in the
Yeah.
UK and there's loads of food in the bins and I'll eat that because I'd rather that than see it being polluting the planet.
Well,
Anyway,
thank you.
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad. Okay. 5, who is going to come down? No?
Namaste.
Namaste.
I've been hearing for some time, not so long. My husband and my son, they listen to you more. What I want to know is um, if I'm aware of my body, and I feel, yeah, this is my feeling, this is how I'm feeling, and then I feel from where the thoughts are coming, and then suddenly I don't feel any, I don't get any thought. I'm pure awareness. So is that what you're talking about? Like when you were talking to this lady, and I was feeling just aware, and
Yes, yes.
like I'm not trying to get something. So, but that feeling is like, okay, total peace, total at peace. But is it what is called marination? Like, how do I prolong it? Is it what you're talking about?
Yes, yes. You must discover if you can prolong it or not. You must discover if it requires prolonging. This is a good point. You've come to a good point. You see? You say, how do I prolong it? You see? So already you have a feeling that without some assistance, it will not go on. But that is not true. It is the only thing that is eternal here, that is timeless here, actually. But what happens is that it's not experienced like that. It felt like, I got that awareness for a while and then I lost it. That's the most popular and common admission or testimony that people give. They say, yes, I did come to that awareness for a while. It was beautiful, and then it disappeared. You see, like this. And is that it? Is that the point that Mooji is trying to share? That that's the awareness, and that is the goal of my spiritual, or should be the goal of spiritual seeking? Is that the highest thing? So the highest thing is when you are no longer the one searching for it, you have discovered that that is your fundamental truth. And that there's nobody who can support it. That you're not a somebody there, but somehow the sense of somebodyness is still somewhere inside your consciousness, your understanding. Also, when people call you by your name, something can respond by the name and so on. You don't have to go around correcting people necessarily, but there is a wisdom, there's an insight, there's an awareness in you. Without planning anything, it seems to respond, or the appropriate response to life and people happens quite spontaneously. Whereas before, you may be thinking, oh my God, I don't know what to say, I should plan what I'm going to do. So it is altogether a much more spontaneous and intuitive way of life. Then, how can you keep it going? This is just a thought. It is what is going. You, on the other hand, keep changing your abilities. One time you feel really good, sometimes you feel really dedicated, another time you feel tired and just kind of like burdened, another time. Your feelings are not consistent. That's not a fault, it's a fact. Whatever you say, sometimes every promise you have made, you have broken them. Every vow you said I'll taken, you have not kept them up. And it is right that you cannot keep them because they're not yours to keep. They are belonging to human sentiment. You cannot keep anything. This is a flowing river. You cannot put a leaf in it and come back and find it tomorrow. You must find that thing which is unchanging in you, the greatest place to discover it. Please carry on. Carry on.
I can't do anything else. I don't know what to do. I don't get anything. Like, I don't know what is like, okay, I create an image that is ego, but everything else is just like, it's not real. It's just like some theory happening. And
Yeah. You mean like life you're talking?
no, like whatever, like in satsang, like it's all theory for me. Like if you say ego, what is I, and everything. I mean, I can't
Listen,
relate with it.
if you cannot relate to it, leave it to the people who can relate to it. What can you relate to? Maybe not everything I say you will find useful for your own self. Maybe not. But there are others who find everything that is being said correlates to something very alive in themselves. But I'm not insisting that you must be like that. You tell me what it is that you relate to that has some resonance for you here. Forget about everybody else.
Like awareness, just being aware,
Yes.
pure awareness.
Yes.
Like maybe I look forward to like where I'm I'm separating myself from thoughts, who I am, just once in my lifetime I got this feeling that I'm like, I couldn't identify with myself. Just for a moment, I was just pure awareness. That's what I feel that might be the goal, and that's what I'm looking forward. Maybe I'll get more of that experience.
Yes, yes.
So,
yes.
is
If you had a glimpse, you may say, which even for a second you were not there personally, and you realize that in that instant you were the freest and the happiest you have ever been. Was it like that?
No, it was like, just like, I don't know, there's just awareness, like, it's there, and there was nothing there, I think.
Yes. It was a good space for you?
There was no, I mean, there was nothing.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. There was like, just like there, and that's all. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know.
Yeah, why did you remember it? Why do you remember it now? Amongst the many moments you have experienced, why did you remember this one?
Because that was weird. I mean, generally, I'm like identifying with everything.
Okay.
That was like
And
different.
with you being identifying with so many things, have you been happy like that?
No.
Right.
No,
Then
but
you're-
why are we not happy with unhappiness? Like, why we are not okay with pain? I mean, pain is supposed to be part of life. Why are we like always, we don't want pain? Like, we should be okay with pain.
Well, darling, if you're okay with pain, it's okay. I don't have a trouble with that. If you are okay with pain, you're okay with unhappiness, no trouble, no problem.
Yeah, because I don't think there's any way out. I mean, this is how it's supposed to be. We need to accept. I mean, why keep on running, with this engine of desire?
The whole idea is not to run away. The purpose of coming here is not just to run away from life and avoiding pain and so on. There's something in pain which is naturally you don't want, unless you are some masochist or sadist or something, But generally, from pain, it is a good teacher also. It brings up a lot of things inside you that is worth looking at, and to see whether you are also part of the creating of these situations that bring pain to yourself. And if you say, no, but I like the pain, then that is fine. And if you say, I love being unhappy, you see, I would say, I don't believe you, actually. But if that's how you feel, you're entitled to feel like that. But the very pain and the suffering and the unhappiness, somehow it compels you to search for something. It's inside, it's instinct, it's like some impulse in the human experience to search, to use pain and even pleasure also, to search for something which is beyond just the regular thing that you experience each day. Something here. It's not something you're going to make up. Much you have made up with the mind. Why not find something you have not made up, which is here and perfect in itself? This is a satsang. Why not come to a place inside yourself where you are simply in harmony with life as it flows? And even if some pain comes, it comes, and maybe you may find it is okay. I don't even have to inquire in this pain. This pain is okay. Another pain, something feels to inquire into it. But what makes one pain inquired into and another not, you cannot say. It is just how it is. And you're okay with how it is. What would you like out of your life if the choice was offered to you?
I would like personally not identifying with my thoughts and body. This is what I would like.
I think
And
this is. I think that generally this is what people are also would like.
And how to do it. That's what my question is.
Yes, you want to know really?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start now. You want to know how to not identify with your thoughts and feelings that come, because they trouble you a lot. Why? Because you identify with them. You don't have to identify with them. There are many thoughts that come that you don't identify with. And because you don't identify with them, they don't trouble you. You are never troubled by something you have no interest in. And you don't have to transcend something that has no meaning for you. And so most things in life just seems to be there, they don't trouble you. If you look at the things that trouble you, it's because you have some identity with it. You believe it should be a certain way, or you should be a certain way, and it's not going that way, and you feel disappointed. And then you feel some pain because of that. And then you think, oh, why is it got to be like this? And that's where your struggle happens now. How to stop this, you see? How can you get past this? Is it that we are just somehow destined to just forever be identified? That from the moment you wake up in the morning until the moment you go to bed, you are compelled to be experiencing and identifying? I say no. I have come to show you another way, a simple way, but you have not yet understood it. It's the most natural thing for ourselves. But while we have the sense, the rigid sense that you are a person and that you're a woman and this is your life and this is what you take yourself to be, and that is a fact for you, then that hides a deeper realization of what is here. I am here to try and show you, and to not just to show you theoretically, but that you experience and see for your own self. Otherwise, it's not interesting for me. I am not here. I'm not a theorist. I did not grow up with books. Everything I tell you is practical. Every part of it is good, if you can find a way of relating to what I'm speaking. So you say your thoughts come and you're troubled by them because your attention go with them. Identity go with them. But you are aware of that. And all I say is try to stay just as the awareness itself. If you try that, some other thoughts are going to come to try, to seemingly try, and discourage you from doing that. It's going to say, why are you being different, and so on. And you are aware of those two, and you don't identify with those either. Just keep isolated this feeling just of being. Just stay only in the feeling of being. When you feel the sense, I am, nobody gave this feeling, I am, to you. Your parents never christened any child, I am. This I am feeling, everyone knows it, this I am, this I exist feeling. It is consciousness, actually. It's the God feeling in you. But it has been limited by calling it a person. Now here in Satsang, you are discovering something greater than the old limits you have applied. So what I say is that you can find the sense, even right now as we are speaking, as many of you who want to take this in, if you feel the feeling, the sense I am, the sense of presence. Just keep being one with the sense of presence, and don't allow it to contact or connect up with other thoughts and become kind of thinking. Now, in the beginning, you may find it very difficult to do that because of the habits. But just a little bit of persistence, you'll find that some space opens up. And you begin to enjoy the fact that there's more space and lightness. And stay with it. Keep doing that, even 5-10 minutes at a time. Find 10 minutes of your day to sit aside and just kind of just be conscious of just keeping the sense I am to itself. And feel the pressure of the thoughts trying to intrude and to mess up this state, to distract your attention. But don't give in. Just stay with the sense of presence. This is the simplest meditation. And it is direct, you see. It is immediate also. And keep doing this. And in a short time, you'll find that you're able to keep that concentrated sense of presence, which you will know that this is natural and beautiful for you. And you'll begin to love it. You'll begin to somehow keep looking after this practice of doing it for a while until it becomes completely natural for you again. Because it is natural. But you're only cleaning out the bad habits, that's all. And at a certain point you find that, oh my gosh, it's just this feeling is just here. It's just the feeling of being. And now my mind is clear. I don't go with thoughts so easily. I don't have to identify in order to perceive. It's not necessary that I identify with anything. This is totally practical thing, you see. Because even here, as you're standing up, I can say even more direct than this, is that you're aware of your feelings. Your feeling is feeling a bit anxious or something, and I say, let the anxiety be there. Don't try and just get rid of it. Use the anxiety to recognize, who is anxious actually? A very unusual question, because as soon as we feel anxiety, you take ownership of it. Oh, I'm so anxious, I don't know what I'm going to do with that, you see. But now I should just delay Just delay that identity and just let the anxiety be felt, and just observe without identity and see what happens. And let any other thing come, and you simply stay aware, but don't identify. Don't say, this is happening to me, and what can I do? Also observe those, but don't identify with them. And you'll see immediately. I don't think any other practice is so swift. And gradually you'll come after a while to say, oh my God, it's just amazing that it just works. It works. It's a very simple thing. This is the natural way of using your attention or your mind. And it becomes increasingly easy until it becomes effortless for you. All states of anxiety, they will pass away. They will not rule you. They will not overcome you. At the moment, your I feeling is weak. The I feeling, because it's predominantly made up of personhood qualities, it's very weak. So other thoughts can easily come and disturb your mind. But when it is strengthened through inquiry or through observation, you'll find that thoughts will not be able to disturb you so easy. And after a while, any kind of thought will come. Maybe momentary you feel like this, but then after a while it's gone, it's nothing. Now you compare that to a state, or sometimes you see people, they're completely living, hours and hours in states of depression and so on. Where does that come from again? Strong identification is there. If you don't learn to break this practice, this habit of identification, you can look at many of these people and you think that could be your future. Being constantly harassed by thoughts and see people pulling their hair out and scratching their face, and it's all to do with thought and identity. So satsang is a space where you're winning yourself back from this type of delusion. It is not to escape from life. You are life. And at the same time, observing of life in all of its expression is occurring to you at the same time. Some people are exploring the world, you explore you. Let somebody go and explore the world, and you stay put and explore you, and see who will have the greater mind, who will have the greater peace. But you will need a really true judge, not a judge only of information. Information is not knowledge, but inner experience, confirmed in your heart also. I don't find there's anything outer that you can learn that can compare with that. You have, nothing is in your way to stop you from fulfilling this, making this discovery, coming home fully to yourself. You don't have to leave your family, you don't have to do anything at all, right where you are. So do you intend to spend a little more time here? Or is this going to be a fleeting visit for you?
Yeah, a couple of more days.
Yes. In a couple of more days, it can be enough if you follow what I'm pointing. Because I've come here many, many miles to come here. If I felt in my heart it was not enough time for you to be cured of the illness of delusion, I wouldn't bother coming here. I don't feel whatever power brought me here would not have come. But because I know of the directness, you see, because we're not here sort of like having, festivals of spiritual festivals. I'm not here to do all of any spiritual gymnastics with you. It's a very direct thing. And so in a short time, You can use this time and you will discover maybe everything you need to discover for the moment. It may take a while to stabilize your mind into it fully, but you would have flicked the switch.
I can feel what you said about anxiety and all, but I cannot relate with when you say who is feeling anxiety. I mean that direction I cannot. I can feel anxiety and be okay with it, like just experience self.
Yes.
But then I can't go in that direction. Where
Okay, right now don't push something which feels awkward for you. You don't have to follow that for now. I think somehow, have you been watching any of the videos and stuff like this?
sorry?
Have you been watching any of the YouTubes and stuff like that?
A little bit.
You may find also if you do just some of the guided meditations, it can be another easy way into that recognition of I'm speaking.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And there are also some videos, simple ones. If you want, I can direct you. Somebody can direct you to them that lead you into presence very straight, very simple. Because I'm not here to give you complex practices. It is direct enough for me. You see? So if you want, we can recommend some. Even just recently, 2 more videos are put up there. One about, a direct introduction to presence is one. And self-inquiry for everyone, simple one. And you may just follow that and watch that, and you may find it very useful. You see? I tell you, I am total. I'm here totally to point. I don't have you many different things to point you to. It's very straight. And if you follow in a short space of time, you'll find actually that you are naturally free and full of light and joy and peace also. You see? And conversant with life. Not running away. I'm not saying go run away and live on some mountaintop. I'm saying in your life as you move, find that light that is not fading, that peace that does not go away, that joy which is not momentary. All this is possible. It has happened here, and it brought this body to help it to happen right here. So I have not come only to tell you about awareness. I am that awareness itself also. Okay, thank you. Very good. I have to speak with you. You come here for Amma. Yes.
Namaste.
Namaste.
I have been practicing meditation for several years.
Yes.
From several years, I have been finding that I have got some resistance from here to here,
Yes.
which doesn't allow me to go in.
Yes.
And also, I feel that there is some energy trying to push it out. Something seems to go, but it's still there.
Yes.
And I don't know what to do.
Very easy. Very easy. You see? You say you feel somehow after so many years of meditation, there is some sense of blockage here, like a block here. And then you can't go further in. Okay? You are already in. You are already the inside. This you must go in is a thought that you have been believing. I don't know who directed you in this way. You are ready from the in looking at the practice to try and come in. You, the awareness itself, are that place from which you are watching an attempt to reach you, who are the awareness, which is observing the intention.
But I feel there's a longing in me for that resistance to go and something subtle to come in.
Okay, right now, don't mind about the resistance. Okay? Resistance means that something is trying to go to something, but you're the one who is aware of it. You're the one you are aware that there's a sense of stuckness here.
Yes, yes.
And that something is blocking it from going further.
Yes.
And then this further is a sound like it's going further into the heart or into the art energy.
Yes.
And so something is pushing it out.
Yes.
These are kind of a visual representation of something, a kind of psychic kind of placement. But you, the awareness, you see,
Okay.
you are the awareness. Where exactly are you placed? It is the belief that this sense of block is highly significant and that it is stopping you from being in the heart. These are concepts.
Concepts. How to get rid of that?
You only need to know they are concepts. You are not a concept.
Okay.
You who perceive it is not the concept. But this is too easy, what I'm speaking. And for so long, it's been somehow like a block. And something was, how can I remove this block? Begin to accept your true place. You are the awareness itself, in whose presence the idea of yourself as a journeyer towards real awareness is perceived and believed in. But you are the awareness already, watching some attempt to reach you by something you're calling yourself. And very few people get it, my God.
So I just ignore that?
You do it now and see. Don't try to drop this idea that this something needs to move, because then the mind itself has smelt a kind of victory, because it's saying, you know, I am not moving. You try and move me. Because you have put yourself outside of the awareness, and that this thing, this block, is stopping you from being fully in the awareness. This is a thought. But because it's been believed so deeply, you've believed it into existence, and so it's taken up a force and it's become your experience. But it is not the truth. Nothing can block awareness. This can be very easy for you or impossible. It is either going to become very easy or impossible. If you stay with this idea like, but how can I move this? And I say, but why do you need to move something that doesn't exist? But you say, but it does exist because I feel blocked here. What does it mean, I feel blocked here? I'll tell you what it means. It just means I feel blocked here. That's all it means. It doesn't have any deeper significance than this. But your belief that this really means that I am not going deeper, and I've tried to go beyond this and I can't get beyond this, and you don't see that this is something that it has been created somehow. Maybe someone told you that you must come, and when you feel this block, you must keep hammering away at the block with meditation or something like this, and create this very, very strenuous practice for you. But you are the awareness already. You cannot achieve anything greater than realizing you are the awareness. Even if you could do miracles and fly to the moon in an afternoon, okay? It's not greater than realizing you are the awareness. Because without the awareness, none of this can be perceived. let the sense of block just stay there. And stop fighting it.
Okay.
And just rest as the awareness itself.
Okay.
It might seem to be a very simplistic or naive advice, but it is your door into the freedom of your own self. You just stay, but wait a minute, but just the awareness. Now the awareness is trying to do something. And awareness doesn't have to do something. It only have to remember that everything begins in awareness, ends in awareness, and awareness does not suffer or benefit from any of this movement. Then you see, but then what's left then? You can see right now what is left if you don't fight with this feeling and give up this idea that you have to break through this blockage and just stay as the awareness itself. And tell me, what is your experience right now? What do you see? How much time you will need?
I'm feeling a lot of energy or something,
yes.
presence or whatever it is.
Yes.
Except here, everywhere I'm feeling.
Yeah, let that space be there.
Okay.
Let it be there. Don't worry about it. No.
Okay.
Don't worry. And don't give it any more meaning.
Okay.
It is just like there's a brick in your chest. Okay?
Okay.
There's a brick there for now.
Okay.
Okay? But what does it mean? It just means they seem like there's a brick in my chest. Don't worry anything more about it. But you are not this brick.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're not this brick. And really, really follow what I'm saying. And immediately, you see, already, as you have allowed yourself just to relax back into the awareness itself, you feel the energy is moving again. The life force is moving again. It's already there. Let it just do what it's doing now, because it's going to heal all of this, clear all of this, you see? And then you will really feel the fruit of your meditation. You will feel that is.
Thank you.
You see? And I'm going to check in with you again in a second and see what has happened with it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. How are you now? Please tell me. You want to go back to your seat now and in the box still? You're still in the box?
Not as much, no.
Oh wow, not as much in the box. Something.
Well, something happened, and I think I realized that I was holding on to something.
Yeah.
And I knew I was already. I just needed to acknowledge what it was.
Now what is it?
Is it important?
I don't know. Is it the box? Are you holding on to the box also?
It might be the box. It's the idea I have of myself
Yes.
as the person,
Yes.
and where that's going in the future.
Yes.
Letting that go and not
Yeah.
letting go of the control of that.
Very good. Very good.
Because that's really, really scary, because that's something I've always done. I've
Yes.
always been in control of what's
So
happening.
don't touch idea of future now. And tell me if you are miserable.
No.
Anybody can try. Don't touch the idea of future and show me how miserable you are. Some people will come, your parents may say, what about your future? Don't tell them what I told you. Just say, it's coming along just fine, Mom. It's good. Okay? Because they will not understand. Nobody understands to say, drop this notion. It just keeps you going nowhere. Nobody has ever experienced future. It's just a concept that keeps you from just being totally present and presence itself. You can't rest. You're waiting to live. Future means you're waiting to live. You have been missing from your life. You have been missing from your life. You have to come back. You've been leaving yourself out. And you? And then what? You're back to normal? And normal is good or not good? Normal, she said she was back to normal. I said, normal is good or what? She said, normal is being back to the state of presence. And this is pretty good. That's the best normal. If normal is the person, don't be normal, please. If normal is the self, be very normal. Enjoy normality. And there's a calm in that. There's a peace in that, you see? There's a natural joy in that. Because what? You're not waiting to be. You're not waiting to be. Simply, you are. Something has accepted this. It's just somehow now just marinate in your being. Don't make any plans ahead. Just marinate in that which is. Why postpone your happiness, your joy, your beauty, so. You don't look so happy about this. What is there now?
Well, I still don't feel like I'm quite ready to let go, but I'm really happy because I feel like now I can actually observe the things that are going on, whereas before I didn't know what they were and I couldn't.
I see,
Is that because you were talking about, with this blockage, you feel like you have to get past this blockage and that's not real. But I feel like that's what I've done, but you said that that's not the right, or that that's not a real thing.
Yes.
But it felt very real to me.
Yes, it still does?
No, but it feels very worthwhile that I got past it.
Yes, very good. Well, the getting past it is to see its unreality.
Yeah.
You see? That already is getting past it. Seeing its unreality, and then it's not in front of you. It's not a block. You see? It's not a door. Nothing is there. It's good.
It's good.
It's good. It's good. Isn't it? Yeah, you have to speak in this mic, isn't it?
I feel I need some guidance within this place where I am. I don't know how that can look like, but
it has no look. It has no look. If you find something, it has a certain look, a sort of image, then just be aware of that, but don't tie yourself to any image. All images will go. I told you before that time says whatever you see, whatever you imagine, whatever you remember, all this belongs to me. I eat everything. Everything I destroy, everything come to me. Then you have to find something that time cannot touch. And it is in here. This is the greatness of this human experience. Inside here, somewhere in here, there is something that is inexhaustible. Outside, it's exhaustible. Outside, it belongs to time. Time will take this. Time is taking it, changing it.
yes, I understand that. And I also understand that that's a place or a space that has always been there and always will be there. Mm-hmm. But we come to realize that, right? Mm-hmm. And what I feel is I'm realizing something that is not definable, but it has also not been there as a place of realization. So I have to become familiar with it. Or is that a place that has familiarity and then it goes again and then there's another familiarity to it? Or is that like...
It will feel like that because your mind is not a steady medium, it is fluctuating. And something is aware of the fluctuating tendencies of the mind. When you're in the position to notice that your mind keeps going up and down, then you may notice that what is watching the mind going up and down is that going up and down. That which is aware of the mind like this and like that, the awareness itself, is the awareness going like this?
And what is self-realization then?
No, answer the question. In that which is aware of the mind going up and down, is that going up and down? No. Then be there at the place where it's not going up and down, and just be one with this place. And forget about self-realization for a moment. And let the thing which keeps going up and down, you can notice it, you don't have to close your eyes, but you know that I don't need to worry about that. You've seen many things each day going up and down, and they've not disturbed you. You've not disturbed them, and they've not disturbed you. You've not made it your business. You see? So also, when something inside is going up and down like this, there's an awareness of this up and downness, but stay only as the awareness. How difficult is that? You say, but there's a strong urge to go. You notice that urge to go there as well. When you notice the urge to go there with up and down, you find that something is still here. Still here.
And how do I attend to life within that space?
You know how you attend to life when you're in that space? Because you are not there. And that knows how to take care of life very well. Not you. None of you can take care of life. Life is taking care of you. You can't take care of life. In fact, you don't even exist. Actually, apart from an idea you have of yourself as this, which is always changing, by the way, which means it doesn't exist. You're a legend in your own mind. You don't exist in that way. Your real existence is the awareness. Your personal existence is your projection, our projection. And it is fine because it is consciousness that is allowing this play to be. But you must be wiser than this play. You cannot only be always in front of consciousness. You have to also be behind consciousness.
So there's nothing but total awareness?
For a while you have the sense of yourself as a fact, the sense of nothing but total awareness will not appeal to you. It will mean nothing. It will feel like a trap. It will feel claustrophobic to the person, to the sense of the person who has an exaggerated notion of its own freedom and autonomy. The person is only a limited play within the great space of consciousness. But because it is also made of consciousness, there is a joy in it also. But it's just that it is a condensed, contracted, limited form of consciousness. Not just the body, the mind, the idea of the person also is very limited. Speaking of Max,
the incarnation here in this realm.
At the moment, we are speaking like that, but also this speaking will also go soon. Because these are just notions, and we are speaking many things that we have not thoroughly experienced. They just sound like something.
And can we experience all that within this body?
All that meaning what?
What we're just talking about, the consciousness, the awareness, the...
Yes, but you will find you are not apart from the awareness to be experiencing awareness. You are yourself as awareness experiencing consciousness and all the games it plays. You are both the experience and the experiencer and the witness of the experiencer also.
And no matter what form I have, that will always be there.
No form can exist independent of the source awareness itself. And nothing can be perceived without consciousness, independent of consciousness. Everything is manifesting in the space, in the realm of this fluid consciousness. And it's happening by itself, you can say moving by itself. It's like you're sometimes all of it and none of it, and beyond. You have no fixed way. You have many feelings, many moods of consciousness. All are yours, and all is you. And also, none is you, and you are beyond also. How are you going to understand this thing? Not by study, not by practice, only by insight, and somehow because grace allows you to drop these layers that creates a kind of complexity. The truth is simple, but the seeker of truth is complex and gets in its own way. But this is not a problem for awareness. Awareness has never had a problem. There's no problem with a seeker.
One last question for now. Do we need a teacher to guide us into that place, or?
Yes, and largely we need a teacher. Rarely one does not need a teacher. Because actually, to feel you don't need a teacher is a kind of arrogance. Everything has been teaching, from you've been born, so to speak, until now. Life has been your teacher. Many teachers come in the form of many forms also. Everything has been your teacher. But for this also, you need one who can guide you. My first experience was to experience the God self. I experienced that God is inside my heart. It was totally clear for me that God somehow had somehow announced God's presence inside my heart. And I simply just let go into the embrace of that. You see? Like I say, I fell upwards into the embrace of God. And yet still, God brought me to a human master. He said, but wait a minute, why did God is omnipresent? Why being talking? Because I was not capable of knowing God directly. I had to find somebody who could speak a language that my mind and consciousness could understand. And I'm very, very fortunate. I felt I was the most lucky every stage. I was the most fortunate, most happy to have found my master. Because then he pointed something out and caught me and completely... Because sometimes you may think you can be your own guide, but your ego is always pulling back from the things that threatens its existence. And you will always identify with this ego, and when a real challenge comes, you shrink back and think, no, I go somewhere else, and you keep on running away with the ego. A master's presence, not even only the word, not even got to words yet, the presence is enough already to start to expose the blind spots in you. There are many people who I've never met. Some of you I'm seeing for the first time, but we met on YouTube. You saw me on YouTube. And many of you prefer the YouTube Mooji, because the real one is kind of... People come also to see me in Portugal, and they say, oh, they wrote letter, I really want to meet you, and I've had this powerful realization, and I just see that I can only be this. And I says, please just let me come and touch your feet. And, okay, you can come. They come. And they come, and we say, oh, Mooji comes to say hello. Hi, how are you? Hi, Mooji. And you see them. What has happened? Same Mooji on the screen, or what? So sometimes being in the physical presence of one who is a pure reflection of yourself, then you find that whatever was hidden in front of the screen, something it kind of comes up, some uneasiness. I said, oh, don't worry about that. Don't worry, it will soon go. And the mind starts to look for ways to avoid, to leave quickly. It will find anything it can find. Look, they use compass toilets here. Not very nice. Let's leave. And it wants to go, get away quick. You see? So this often happens, and when you are in the presence of one who can guide you, you don't always just feel immediately love. You may feel kind of like awe or feel a bit fear initially, but that soon melts as you trust and say, actually, something brought me here. I remember one time, one man was coming to Satsang, and he asked for one-to-one. This is in London. And I was a bit reluctant to have one-to-ones. But I said, okay, fine. And he cancelled once and then asked again. And okay. And then he showed up 15 minutes late for this one-to-one. He came. And we sat there. I had a very small office, very small, like a cave, little office, with just one small window there. And we sat in this room in England in autumn, so it's quite dull time, sitting in the room. And he was telling me, I had so much resistance to come here today, so much resistance come, because I have trouble in my hip all the time. And then today is like super powerful, super painful, you see? And something just says, no, you're not meant to go there today. Look how your hip is feeling. Stay in bed and try and get another appointment. And he said, no, I have to go. I've already cancelled once. And he struggled, and then he tried to get a bus. A bus almost hit him. And he said, oh my God, babe, I'm not supposed to come. And he sat in the bus, and he was not comfortable. And then he made it. And we came inside, and we sat down, and we started to talk and look like we're talking now about this. Where are you looking from? Who is here? And like this he was looking. And suddenly what happened? The room became very, very bright, like like the sun was inside the room. Like this, very bright and warm. And I said, can you see this? And he says, yes. I said, where is it coming from? He said, it's coming from my heart, he says. Last time I was in London was not long ago. He came there. I don't know if some of you were there. He came into my room. I reminded him of this experience. You remember when you came and sat with me? What happened? Yes. You were sitting in this room in autumn, gray day. And as we spoke, and your heart opened to see what happened, the whole room was full of light, like the sun was inside the room, like that. Where is this light coming from? Huh? He said, it is coming from my heart. By himself, he would avoid something. This is too painful, I go back. Also, my mind told me, what's the point? I'm going to fail. You need someone who will encourage your spirit and say, come, don't give up now. Come on, come. You see?
I didn't want to cry, and then I realized this crying really took away the shadow of my heart, and everything was just open and free again.
Yes.
Such a beautiful experience.
Yes. Use, if you meet one in whose presence you feel a natural respect or you feel peace, but sometimes you can feel very, but you know that this is not the usual fear. Something inside knows this is auspicious. Then stay with that one. Because that association is going to benefit you. Don't run. Your mind would like you to run. Get used to this. We've been running a long time. Small things even make you run. But now you're growing in strength again to bear your own presence even. When you can bear and be your true presence, you will be free. Sometimes you cannot bear your own emptiness. Something is always trying to fill it up with some action, some activity, something like that. Mama, how are you now? Huh? Some resistance is there? Yes. Let me have my final words with you now. Please speak there. Just tell me last thing now before we go. Yes, Aline. We will have to talk with the ones who organize here about it. Okay? Okay. Yes, Mama.
All this time I was thinking it was real and I was fighting it.
Yes.
For the first time somebody told me it's unreal.
Yes.
It is so heartening.
Yes.
And now I would like to I'm sure I'll not give it any energy.
Yes.
It will go off.
Yes.
But I still want to know
Yeah.
the feel, whatever is the awareness. Is there something more that I have to find?
Just be now with the awareness. Just
Okay.
stay with this for now. I'm going to keep checking in with you each day, okay?
Okay.
Now you are not supplying energy to
Yes,
this thing here
yes.
now. Let him be there.
Okay.
Okay? Let him be there. So now something has dropped. You see, this burden of trying to push through something, yeah? And now you leave it now. And now now you feel the full presence of the life force and the joy of being coming back again. Because it's been like your sink has been blocked and the plumber comes and boom, 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 and the water is flowing again. So let this water energy flowing again like this. And don't think too much now, okay, so what about the awareness? No, you just be with the awareness for now and just be one with that and just, we see. Because just out of this may seem like, but okay, is this it? I said, don't ask questions too early. Just keep quiet, but not waiting. Be quiet, but not waiting. Just be quiet and be here. Feel that quiet. And in its own time, waves of illumination will start to come now. Like this. You may come to this, wow. Like some clarity come, something like this. I don't want to talk too much about it. It will come like this, like that. Okay? So this stage now, it is finishing now. That block is removed now. Not for you anymore.
Thank you.
Very good, very good. Okay, so well done for everybody. Thank you for being so attentive and for you for coming up and so on. I am very much happy that because many times when you come to this intensity of looking, for many people it becomes unbearable. Their mind wants to have to go out. Sometimes they go out and they come in. They go out and come in. Sometimes they go to the loo, but there's nothing to do at the loo. They go to chai shop, they're bothered and stuff like that. Because what happened, Grace has put some light inside and something begins to, and we feel, oh no, it's too much for me. But many of you have stayed and you look through and you can begin to feel. What are you discovering? You are discovering the greatest discovery available in the human kingdom. The greatest thing. And what is it? You. Not you personally, not your ego, but your divine origin and being. It is not blasphemy to be aware of this. Because something gave you the power to look and to discover. I have not come here to merely share concepts with you. I'm not a philosopher. But just pointing out and say, look, no, not bother, but just take a look here. Just be present here. You're here, just be present here. Don't build up anything around yourself. Just stay empty. You see? And you begin to see and feel, and something feels very clear for you. You see? What may have taken many years in some cases with people, they feel blocked and in a short time something is broken open from this. A room, if you imagine, a room that's been kept locked up for 100 years in the darkness. And somebody comes one day and opens the window. How long will it take the darkness to leave? Instantly. Not 5 years, not 5 minutes, instantly. And in the same way as the light of consciousness fills your being again, like that, you begin to recognize, by God, what, whoa. I was looking outside, but I'm all here. Okay. Thank you. Someone is coming. What we will do now is somebody is going to come play some music, after which I'm just going to go off for a few minutes, say 7 minutes or so. I come back, and those of you who need to go take your lunch and so on, you can go and take your lunch and all of this. And those of you who would like to sit with me for 7 to 10 minutes, you can stay behind. We can come back. So again, some musicians will come, will play some music now, and then, or now if you want, you can leave and get on with your day. And I will go off for a little bit, a few minutes. You can stay or you can go out, but staying is fine also. And then we can just sit together. And in this sitting in silence together, it will help to confirm some of what you've been experiencing, to stabilize that in your heart. So that is it. Thank you. Very good. Thank you, then. Yes.
Om Namo Narayanaya. 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 Om Namo Narayanaya.
just as you are here like this, you're aware that your body is here. Senses are functioning naturally. By themselves, they don't need any manager. Be aware of this. Just the sense of presence now. Just the sense of presence. You're here. I'm here. That is. Nothing more, nothing less. If any thought should arise, it is only a sensation, only a movement. You need not follow. You're the space, the vastness in which all movements are perceived. You are not moving, not following. Just you are. You're not resting, not working, not reclining. Simply you're here. And notice you are not waiting for next sensation, next experience. This is not you. You're aware of the sounds that come and go. There's nothing personal about them. They are not arising for you. Just movements in the field of consciousness, that's all. You are neither doing nor undoing, neither going nor coming. You are the limitless self, immeasurable. You did not begin to be this. There wasn't a starting point. There is no end. There's nothing to be afraid of. There is no other. You're not waiting to become. You're beyond shape. Perceiving time, you are beyond time. Perceiving forms, you're beyond form. Perceiving activities, you are beyond activities. Perceiving concepts, you are beyond concepts. Yet nothing defines you, nor confine you. Do not hold on to any image. You're beyond image. Do not combine yourself with any form. You're not a teaching. You're not a student. Not master. Not high, not low. Beyond male, beyond female. Like the pure space of consciousness. Timeless, beyond the concept of timelessness. You're not imagining this. It is only being confirmed. You're not believing this. It is only being confirmed. All ideas, all concepts, such as growing, evolving, becoming, all these are far, far from you. You're neither starting nor finishing. You're not delicate. You're not a flower. You're not any shape. Though all these are perceived in you, you have no boundary, no edge. Look and see for yourself. You need not imagine this. There's nothing to study here. feel that sense of completeness. Silent and vast. All questions, they come from the realm of the mind. This is not your concern now. Listen to the sounds that come. Where do they land? Who hears them? Like clouds, they float through this vast space of pure awareness. And again, you're not waiting. There's no need. You're neither fast nor slow, neither in nor out. Yet you totally are. Observing the senses, you are beyond the senses. Observing thought, you are beyond thought. Observing mind, you are beyond mind. Observing sensations, you are beyond sensations. Observing time, you are beyond time. Observing change, you are beyond change. You are yourself effortlessly. There is nothing of yourself to maintain. You cannot be maintained or contained. You are not an object. The body is an object. Observing the body, you're beyond the body. Observing moods, you're beyond mood. Observing memory, you're beyond memory. Observing intellect, you're beyond intellect. Observing breath, you're beyond breath. Observing silence, you're beyond silence. Observing space, you're beyond space. Yet no one can find you. The functioning of perception arises spontaneously and is going on without your deliberate involvement. Notice this. Yet your noticing is not placed in any direction, neither north nor south, nor east nor west. You're neither above nor below, like everywhere. In the space of your being, all manifest appearances, they appear, they arise, and dissolve in the infinite space of being. This is witnessed in you. You have no color, nor shape, nor design. Be aware of this. Yet you're also here in this body, experiencing also. You appear to be that which is changeful, and yet you're beyond change. Who can limit you? You appear to be the thinker, and yet the weakness of the thinker. Who are you? You are beyond height and width, weightless. Pay attention to that space where there's no waiting, no expectation, no definition. To define is to confine, yet you're vast and limitless. In a few moments you will hear the sound of the bell, and it just indicates that for now this session will close. But eyes open, eyes closed will make no difference to your inner state. You did not create anything at all. What you are can never be over. But what you appear to be will change.